Okay, here we go again. Another prediction in the ATL. The Atlanta Falcons 2016-2017 season. We got KB on the line waiting to come in. He's going to give his prediction for the Atlanta Falcons this year, 2016-17 season. We're going to go down the schedule. We're going to pick out the games, and he's going to tell you what he thinks. Next week, next podcast, you'll get a chance to call in and give your prediction and what do you think is going to happen with the Atlanta Falcons this year. KB, you ready?
Ready.
Bring the views down a little bit where we can talk.
Pretty good. So far, so good.
Okay. All right. Like I said before, we're going to run the schedule down. You can tell me what you think here. KB is a big Falcon fan, and just like all of us, he knows who's going to win, just like I think I know. Well, I was right last year, but hey, who knows, this year could be totally different. With new quarterback, new coach, and Matt Ryan, everything going on with the Falcons this year, it's going to be tough to decide. And but we want everybody to get an opportunity because guess what? Everybody has an opinion on who they think is the better team. Well, KB, starting off at number one, week number one, which will be next Sunday, or this coming Sunday coming up. It'll be September the 11th at 1 p.m. in the Georgia Dome. The Falcons will take on Tampa Bay. What do you think about that one?
Falcons will win that one.
Falcons will beat Tampa Bay. Game number 2, week 2, the Falcons will travel out to the Coliseum in California and play Oakland. That's a 4:25 p.m. game. How do you feel about that one?
That's a win.
That's a win. Do you have any reasons why you think it'll be a win?
Number one, they typically do well on the West Coast. With it being a 4-hour flight, being a Sunday game, they'll probably travel on Friday, or to give them a chance to catch their breath, and I think they'll pull off a win on this one.
Okay. All right, that's 2 wins for us, Tampa and Oakland. Week 3, we get to take on our rival, the New Orleans Saints. That's going to be a Monday night game in New Orleans on the 26th of September at 8:30. How do you feel about that one?
They're playing in New Orleans?
Absolutely.
It's going to be a draw. If they win it, it'll be about 3 points.
Okay. So which way are you?
They'll take it down to the nose. What the Falcons play in New Orleans, number one, they're going to have the crowd against them. Number two, the officials.
Right.
Traditionally, when the Falcons play in New Orleans, it's down to either a touchdown or a field goal. In New Orleans, we typically lose, but in Atlanta, we always win. So I guess I would say that in New Orleans, they'll lose it, but they'll only lose it by a touchdown or by 3 points.
Okay. So we got 2 wins and 1 loss for the Falcons so far, right?
Right.
All right. But my opinion is that we're going to New Orleans, and it's always a tough game, especially when you're playing a division game and playing against the Saints. Nobody can really call that game because, unlike last year, we lost both ball games, so I'm sure the Falcons are going to be a little sore this year and looking for revenge. But Sean Payton and Drew Brees always had the Falcons' number. For some reason, when we go to New Orleans, they seem to pull it out. With the exception of in the last three or 4 years, it's been a little different. But so you're going to go with this? The Saints will pull this one out. All right. Well,
the biggest thing is, now it all depends. Now, if Matt Ryan shows up, then yeah, we can get a win. At the end of the day, the whole season is going to basically be determined on what Matt Ryan's heart's at.
Right.
He's got the line to give him the block. He's got to stop being colorblind, man, throwing to the wrong jerseys. That's just the biggest thing. I hate to say it, but it is what it is. But if he can get his head in the game, we can pull it off. But yeah, I'd say we lose in New Orleans by 3.
That's the first time I heard somebody put it that way, being colorblind and looking at the wrong jersey. Well, I think it's a little more than that, but I hold my comments to myself. We're going to finish. Let's move on down the line. Week 4, the Falcons take on the Carolina Panthers. That's Sunday, September the 2nd. It's a 1:00 ball game here at the Georgia Dome. And that's going to be a tough ball game. Last year, Carolina, as we know, played in the Super Bowl last year against Denver. And, of course, they lost the ball game. But also last year, Carolina kind of, took an advantage over the Falcons in Carolina. And so the Falcons won the second ball game. So how do you feel about the Carolina Panthers coming into the Georgia Dome on October 2nd?
That's going to be a game like it was last year. I think the Falcons will surprise them all and win this one as well.
Okay. I think you got high hopes here. You got 3. This is just 1, 2, 3.
Well, think about it. Last year when Atlanta played the Carolina Panthers, they were undefeated.
Right.
And they came in with that attitude and that mentality. No one took the Falcons serious.
Right.
And they came together as a team. Matt Ryan was on point for that game.
Right.
What happened after that, I don't know. But, for that one particular game, the team showed up, and they played together as a team. And I think the same mentality would be as it was last year. Newton is a great player, and he's got great team support. But the biggest thing is having your head in that game. They underestimated the Falcons, and the Falcons proved them wrong. So I think the Falcons will, again, beat the Carolina Panthers. We typically will give the Carolina Panthers as well as New Orleans a run for their money. So I think the Falcons will pull this one off. They've been upset.
All right, so on that game, you picked the Carolina. You said the Carolina would take the Falcons. The Falcons will beat Carolina here in the Georgia Dome. Got that?
Correct. I said the Falcons will win Carolina.
Right. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 game wins for the Falcons and 1 loss to the New Orleans Saints. It's looking, after that battle of the Saints and the Carolina, if it couldn't get any worse after that, the Falcons takes on Denver in Denver on October the 9th at 4:05 p.m. On Fox. So what do you think about that? That's the defending Super Bowl champions.
Denver Broncos lost Peyton Manning. They got the new quarterback in. They're both about the same when it comes to play. Again, this will be another game that'll be brought down to either a field goal or a touchdown.
Boy. So that's 5-1 right now. So 5-1. Yeah, I have to give you credit because out of most of the predictions that most people are giving so far, we only have I've got about 3 or 4 losses at this point in the game. But hey, listen, everybody got right to their opinion, and that's your opinion, and we're gonna go with that.
Here's my reason, my thought process.
Okay, go ahead.
This is going to be you got the new coach,
right?
And all the bugs pretty much got worked out last year. They know that this guy is serious.
Right.
These guys are playing for their positions. No position is being safe. This is also a last year in Matt Ryan's contract, so this dude's going to be playing for his life. If he wants to continue his contract, extend his contract, or get picked up by somebody else, he's going to really have to shine. So I think he's going to bring his A game. The defense is going to do their job. Offense is going to show up. Like I said, this is new season, new coach. They pretty much know what this guy expects. He's a defensive-minded coach. I think they can pull it off. So I think there'll be a lot of surprises this year.
Okay. I like that. Hey, let's go to Week 6. If Denver ain't bad enough, and I think I heard somebody say this week that the Falcons have asked the NFL could they stay on the West Coast since they're having 2 ball games back to back. So on Week 6, the Falcons play Seattle at Seattle. That's a 4:25 game. And what do you think about that one?
It pains me to say this, but Roll Tide, they will not get past that defensive line. They're going to lose this one big.
They'll lose it big. Okay. All right.
They're going to lose it big.
Shout
out to Jaron Reed.
Basically, is it defensive line, or what about the secondary? I mean, we got
that defensive line, that offensive line. Seattle ain't no joke.
Right.
That's a team to be reckoned with. Those guys are on point with each other. They just received a couple of players from Alabama. They're coming off of a Super Bowl championship from a year or two before. The quarterback's in great shape. That's going to be a loss to them, dude. They lose this one. They lose that one.
But you put more. From what I'm hearing is that the defending Super Bowl champ, the Falcons will beat them the week prior. But playing Seattle, which got knocked out of the playoffs, the Falcons will beat this team. Am I hearing that correctly?
They are going to lose in Seattle.
Okay. I just want to make sure I wasn't missing anything on that because as these games come along, I mean it's going to be like I told you so. We're not betting any money nothing like that. It's mostly just a pride thing, and everybody is saying this is what I feel and the reason I feel that. And hey, look, like I said before, hey, there's no right or wrong. And if that's what you feel, then that's what you feel. After that weekend, here we go again, another 4 or 5 ball game, but it's going to be here in Georgia. The Falcons take on San Diego. Those West Coast teams are really, really coming up on the schedule right here. So, what do you think about that game?
San Diego Chargers. It'll be a tough game, but I think they can win it.
The Falcons or San Diego?
That would be Falcons.
Okay. The Falcons will pull that one off. Okay. And week 8 this year, one of our teams that we've always had problems with here at the Georgia Dome, and also they're coming back to the Georgia Dome Sunday, October the 30th. It's going to be a 1 o'clock ball game. We'll play Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers.
Green Bay Packers, they're rebuilding as well. I think this will be a win for the Falcons.
Win for the Falcons. Okay.
Yeah.
I kind of, hey, I'm not going to say anything to the end. Tampa Bay. We played in the first ball game. I think you had the Falcons win on the first ball game. But this time we go to Raymond James Stadium on a Thursday night and play at 8:25. What do you think about that one?
Thursday night football, Atlanta Falcons playing Tampa Bay. That's going to be – I want them to win it, but with them playing in Tampa Bay on Thursday night football, that'll slip through the cracks. Falcons will lose that one.
Okay.
They won't lose it big. Again, it'll be about 3 points or a touchdown, if that.
Okay. Well, and like I said, this is a division game. Any of our division game, I guess in the past years, maybe the last 2 or 3 years, the Falcons always been either number 1, number 2. And this year, a lot of people are looking at Falcons probably being the number 3, if not number 14, because of course Carolina's number 1, and a lot of people putting either New Orleans or Tampa in that 2 or 3 spot. So it's looking like after last year we were in the 4th slot. So all our division games are going to be a tough ball game. I know it's a revenge there, and we always play our division games real tough. And against Tampa, I know you said against the first ball game you were looking at that ball game saying it's going to be real tough. So basically, what you're doing is you give the Falcons a win on this, correct? Did I have that right?
Well, the biggest thing was the rivalry games at home. You got your fan support, you got your base. They really bring the noise, if you will, and they go behind the team 110%. On the road, you do have some fans that travel, but they're outnumbered. And as well as I do, whatever you got, your fan support supporting you, man. That just gives you that extra momentum,
right?
And it's just
it's not home. It's not a home game. It's not a home game. This one is not just like that Monday night game. It's a nationwide game. Everybody in the country is going to be watching this game. It's a Thursday night, just like a Monday night game. So, I mean.
Thursday night, but it's going to be played in Tampa Bay.
Yes.
Yeah, so you're not going to have your fan base there.
Right.
So you're going to have a real tough time trying to pull that one off. In order for the Falcons to win that game, it's going to have to be a lot of mistakes made on that Tampa Bay defense and offense, for that matter.
Okay.
Atlanta's defense is going to have to step up with interceptions, with drop balls. They're going to really have to bring their A game. It's going to take defense to win that game for the Falcons. I don't see the offense pulling that off. And that's one of the reasons I say it'll be a loss.
Okay.
Because, like I said, the fan base. You don't have support with the fan base.
Okay. So, win, lose? You said a lot there, but I'm still trying to make sure I got the right. Is it a win or loss? You hesitate.
That would be a loss.
A loss for the Falcons.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, great. Moving on to Week 10, the Falcons travel north to Lincoln Field to take on the Philadelphia Eagles. That's going to be on November 13th, a 1 o'clock ball game, which is Falcons always come for 1 o'clock ball game. In the past, the Falcons had a little beef with Philadelphia. It's always been a tough game. It's not a division game, but, something about Philadelphia. I don't know if it's because Vic went there earlier or whatever. But Philadelphia Eagles, what do you think?
Playing in Philly?
In Philly.
And when's the date?
November the 13th.
All right, so we're looking at cold weather, maybe even snow?
I don't think it's going to be that cold right there. Usually, lately it's not. It hadn't been getting, in the last few years, it hadn't really been getting cold till in January or February. So I don't think it'll be in the snow in November. I think it's starting to cool off a little bit, but no, I don't think we'll see in the snow. I don't think. That's just.
They may win that one.
Okay. You said they may.
They may. Again, that's going to be a tough game, but, they may be able to pull that one off.
Okay. Well, after 10 weeks, the Falcons get a bye. They get to take a little break, and so they won't have a game on November 20th. That's a couple days before Thanksgiving. They're going to probably need that by this time, all the run up and down the road they're doing, and night games and Monday night games and 4:25 p.m. games. They got to put it back together, and they got to pack up the bags. Well, they don't pack the bags. They got a game on Sunday, November the 27th. It's going to be a 1 o'clock ball game right here in the Georgia Dome. They take on the Arizona Cardinals. What do you think?
Arizona Cardinals in Atlanta. Atlanta will win that one.
Atlanta win. Okay. That's fair. And I think a lot of people I talked to, it kind of felt that way because we don't know what Arizona's bringing this year. We know what some of the teams bring, but we don't really know what they're bringing. The week following that,
a lot of teams are rebuilding. Atlanta has a solid team. Like I said, the new head coach going into a new season, they know what he expects from them. This is the contract year for Matt Ryan, so he's got to bring his A game. If the kid doesn't get hurt, he's going to go out there and shine. He's playing for his life, so he don't want to let his team down, nor does he want to let himself down because he wants someone to either pick him up or he wants to get re-signed by the Falcons. So he's going to be paying for his life. That's just the bottom line. Okay.
You heard it, folks. KB said that the Falcons will beat Arizona on the November 22nd at Georgia Dome. Week 13. We're almost through with the season, and team players have been beat up. They had the break already. They won the last ball game at home, and it looks to me like I would say they're getting a little bit of break here, but not really. They play on Kansas City Chiefs on at December the 4th at 1 o'clock, right here in Atlanta, Georgia.
Kansas City.
Kansas City Chiefs.
Didn't really watch much of Kansas City last year.
Uh-huh.
But again, like I said, I'm excited about this new Falcons team this year.
Uh-huh.
I say it's a win.
It's a win. Okay. Right after that ball game, we're gonna move on with the schedule. Week 14. The Falcons pack the bags and go out to Los Angeles at Memorial Coliseum and take on the Los Angeles Rams. But that's a 4:25 p.m. game. What do you think about that one?
4:35 on the West Coast.
St. Louis.
Sunday.
St. Louis. What I was trying to say. They used to be the St. Louis Rams, now they Los Angeles Rams.
When
No, I was trying to say they used to be the St. Louis Rams, but now they are the Los Angeles Rams. But go ahead. That's just a thought that came back to me.
Nah, that game against the Rams should probably be a loss.
Okay. That'll be a lot. Any reason why, or
Again, rebuilding team, rebuilding season. Rams have traditionally been one of the tougher teams that Atlanta's always played, and I don't see them changing now.
Mm-hmm.
So they give them a run for the money, but they give them a run for the money, but they're going to end up losing that game.
Okay. All right. Week 15, going to your old hometown, if I'm correct, on Sunday, December 18th, at 4:05 p.m. Well, actually, they're not going to your hometown, but they're playing San Francisco right here in the Georgia Dome. I don't know why. I look at these 4 or 5 games. Normally, we play 4 or 5 games when we're on the West Coast, but for some reason this year we got. I think I've seen 2 or 3, 4 or 5 games right here in Atlanta, which seems kind of weird. But they got a lot of late ball games. What do you think about that one? That's against San Francisco in the Georgia Dome.
San Francisco and Atlanta, playing in Atlanta every year that the Giants play Atlanta in Atlanta, they always lose. I don't see them stopping now. Atlanta will win this game.
Atlanta wins. Okay. We're rolling down. We got coming to the last 2 ball games of the season, week 16. It's going to be an old rival. This is a division game. It's right. It is in Bank of America Stadium in South Carolina, December the 24th, one day before Christmas at 1 o'clock. What do you think the Birds will do?
Now, who we're playing?
Carolina Panthers.
Playing Panthers again?
Cam Newton and the boys.
Cam Newton and the boys in Carolina. I say it'll be an upset. Falcons will win.
Boy, you talking big talk. You talking big talk. I'm going to have to say a little bit about that. I like the Falcons. I'm a Falcons fan. Like I have to tell people I'm a Falcons fan, but I am a realist. I call it like I see it. And just not patting myself on the back, but I was completely right last year about the prediction of what the Falcons would go, and I had reasons why they would be there. But last year, what I'm seeing with Carolina this year, what I've seen of Carolina this year in the preseason, and what I've researched, that Carolina haven't lost too many steps. I believe that Carolina go back, if they make it back to Super Bowl this year, I think they will win it. So you saying going to Carolina that we're going to beat them in Carolina compared to, what happened last time with Carolina, right? You know what happened last time with Carolina?
You're going to have what?
You remember what happened last time we went to Carolina, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I just want to refresh your memory of that. But hey, that's your opinion, and we'll roll with that. On the last game.
Again, Matt Ryan is fighting for his life.
Well, we hope Matt Ryan's still playing by this time, right? What if Matt Ryan's not playing? Would you still say the same thing?
Well, your backup quarterback, he's decent. We also got Schaub back, so, win, lose, or draw, everybody's got an opportunity. But like I said, I think the Falcons are for real this year.
Okay.
They seem to be getting along pretty well. And like I said, if Matt's not colorblind, we'll be fine. As long as he's not throwing them picks, I think we can pull this thing off. But, yeah, they will win against Carolina in Carolina this year.
Okay.
So that would be 2 times that Atlanta plays Carolina, and both times they'll beat.
Wow. Big words, folks. You heard that? I heard that. KB said it right here tonight. What's the date? He said it right here tonight. I don't see the time. I'm watching the ball game with you. All right. The last ball game of the season, of course, is a lot of the way you have been predicting and all the wins. And if Carolina's winning or New Orleans winning or Tampa's winning, it usually, if you are in the top 2 in your division, teams are fighting for a playoff position or a wild card position. We're playing the New Orleans Saints here in the Georgia Dome. I've seen that a couple years ago, and it didn't work to our advantage very well. But this is going to be a big ball game if that's the situation. If the Falcons is winning and New Orleans, we pretty much tied, and this ball game could decide who will have home field advantage or who will make the playoff. That's January the 1st. A 1 o'clock ball game right here in the Georgia Dome.
All right, traditionally, New Orleans and Atlanta. It has always been known as our Super Bowl. So, with that being said, Atlanta and New Orleans will go head-to-head. It'll be a low-scoring game, and coming out on top will be Atlanta. Reason why, number one, home field advantage. Number two, they got something to prove. Number three, traditionally, we always win in Atlanta against New Orleans. Like I said, that's our Super Bowl.
All right, let me see. Let me get my tablet, my pad out here right now. Let's sum this thing up. All right, against Tampa, well, that was a win or lose? Let me we're going to run through it real quick because I didn't get a chance to write it down. Tampa was a win, right?
One more time.
Tampa Bay, the first game of the season, was a win, right?
Yeah, Tampa Bay Falcons win, yes.
Number 2, Oakland was a win, right?
That's a win, yes.
Okay. New Orleans, that was a win. No, that was a lose. That was a loss. I think you said that was a loss.
If they're playing in New Orleans, they're losing that game. Yes.
Right, they lost. And Carolina, the first time around on the 4th week, you said that was a win. You said we'll sweep Carolina this year. Denver, Colorado, I think you said that was a win, right?
That's also a win.
Okay. And Seattle, you said that was a loss.
That's a loss.
Okay. San Diego coming into the Georgia Dome, I think that was a win.
That was a win.
Okay. Green Bay.
That is a loss.
A loss. Okay. Tampa Bay. In Tampa? You called it earlier.
Tampa Bay was...
The first one was a win. This is the second one.
You win there?
The first game you said Tampa, we will beat Tampa in the Georgia Dome. This is the second game.
First game we beat Tampa, second game we lose.
We lose to Tampa, okay.
Right.
Philadelphia Eagles, I think you said that was a win. That's week 10.
That's a win.
That's in at Lincoln Field. Arizona at the Georgia Dome.
That's a win.
That's a win, okay. Kansas City Chiefs at the Georgia Dome.
I think that was a win.
I thought it was too. All right. The Los Angeles Rams. That's hard to say, Los Angeles Rams. I'm used to the St. Louis Rams. The Los Angeles Rams.
Los Angeles Rams was in the Georgia Dome.
No. It's at the Coliseum, California, at 425.
That's a loss.
A loss, okay. And Carolina Panthers. That was a win, I think you said.
That was a win.
Oh, wow. And New Orleans Saints was a win, right?
And New Orleans Saints was a win.
Okay. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
It's going to be a split with New Orleans. We'll win one here. We'll lose one there.
KB picked 10-6 for the Falcons season. That's pretty high according to what I picked, and I'll let you know what I picked. I picked the Falcons at 8-8, and I'll tell you why. Basically, this year, I watched the Falcons last year, and I haven't seen a lot of new things with the Falcons. They haven't showed me a whole lot. Matt Ryan is still the Matt Ryan we had last year. I haven't seen a lot of changes. I think that Matt Ryan, the quarterback this year, if he stays healthy, we're gonna see a lot of the same stuff we did last year. I watched him real closely when he's throwing the ball, getting out of the pocket, and I wasn't real comfortable with that. But I did feel good about having Schaub in it as the backup quarterback, and I think if something happened to Matt Ryan, that Schaub will come in and he'll be able to take up the slack where Matt Ryan is, and but still. Having Matt Ryan as a quarterback, if we start doing 3 and out, it's going to affect the defense because the defense is going to be on the field a lot during the ball game, and it's going to tire our defense down, and it could affect how they play the game for the length of the game. So saying all that, and not just saying Matt Ryan, but saying all that, and I didn't see enough with the rookies that we have. Rookies are still rookies, and they're still making mistakes, and I noticed some mistakes in the preseason. They're not really communicating yet, and they haven't got it down, so they play team ball well, especially most of them talking about the defense. But I think as the season go on, it could get better. And one thing I looked at the first 7 ball games of the season is going to be a challenge. And it looks like you gave us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4 wins in that period. Which I look. Let me finish. I think you gave us more wins in that time period, and so I think that's going to be the fact. That's going to be a factor that's going to determine the rest of our season. And what a lot of people got to understand too, at the second half of the season, there are going to be injuries, and where the injuries are going to come from. I mean, defensive player, offensive player. I mean, it could be Matt Ryan. It could be Julio Jones. Julio got hurt as well. So. And all these things that I talked about, and there's some other things I'm not going to really get into a lot of detail about right now, but these factors I think is going to determine where the Falcons are going to be for the season ends.
The main reason I'm calling all these wins is because of defense. I see defense making a lot of interceptions. I see defense causing a lot of turnovers. That would be my reasoning behind the Falcons pulling off what they're pulling off. The reason I say Matt Ryan to show up is because of the simple fact, like I said, this is the end of his contract. So with that being said, in order to get picked, you got to play. So between the defense doing the turnovers and the interceptions and Matt Ryan making a couple of passes for touchdowns, I think we pull it off, and that's my opinion.
Folks, you heard it here. I'm going to wrap this thing up, KB. Like I said, we try to make it a 30-minute show, and we're right on the nose of it. But I appreciate your comments, and we got it here. We're going to get this thing posted so everybody can see and hear it. By the end of the season, we'll all be able to go back and look and listen and see who was closer to having the prediction right for the season for the Falcons. But it's always a pleasure, man, and we got to take a couple more calls, and we're going to talk to another guy about the game. Our music coming in right now. It is Monday night right here in the city of Atlanta, Georgia. It's not Monday Night Football yet, but it will be next week. And we'll find out on Sunday what the Falcons will do, and we're going to talk about it next Monday right here on The Mic is Hot. I'm yours, D, and we out.